Good evening, my takeout family. Hope you guys are doing great today. It is Friday, a little later than usual, 9:30 p.m. But you know it's the takeout. I'm your host, Ovi Kabir, and you never need to dine in. You can always grab your takeout to go. I hope if you haven't ate today at all, I hope you're grabbing some food with you. And you might notice that we have a different background with us. It's the season finale, and actually, I have been on the road trip a little bit. Hannah and I went to West Tennessee to see her family, and her grandparents are letting us graciously use their basement for me to do this show, because I did not want to not be able to do show on a season finale, because we have a lot of things to talk about. The whole world has been a little bit crazy, specifically the U.S. So I know we have our U.S. viewers in here. The last 72 hours have been absolutely wild if you guys have been keeping up with U.S. elections, and something we'll be talking about a lot. And we love talking about news. We love talking about entertainment. But sometimes, it's been tough covering this whole hour by myself. And I love the chat. I love all of y'all in here. Top Gun Phantom, Mel Bow. Glad to have y'all in here. But sometimes it helps to have somebody extra in here. So I have a good friend with me today. We've been asking for him to be on this show for quite a while. You guys have been begging me to bring him on here to do a few interviews. And I am so happy to say that we have not just the BB21 legend, one of my best castmates, but also the BB22 all-star, Mr. David Alexander.
OV, everybody watching, yo, hello, we're here.
You're here.
Season 22 is over.
We've been talking about you so much in the Takeout show, and it's almost surreal to see you right there in our faces, because I know everybody in the chat here is going crazy. And they're like, David, yes, yay, because they have been waiting. We've talked about your game from week one. This show actually has been hyper focused because we love you so much on you throughout this whole show. So I'm super happy to have you. How are you doing today, David?
I'm doing good. This is it's my second Friday since being out of the house. I'll be getting back to work here next week. Looking forward to visiting some friends and family if COVID would chill out a little bit. But yeah, just getting used to the real world. And look, I got a haircut, so come on. I kind of feel bad right now.
I love it. You look great. The fresh cut. Yeah, because in the Big Brother house, you were not able to get any fresh cuts at all. No, was that tough?
Yeah, I mean, it's just trying to line up, or just trying to do something with your hair so you can at least feel good about, your hair is an important part of how we look, what we do, and not be able to do that in the house was just I had to get used to whoever that person was looking into in the mirror. But I like this a lot more. I'm just happy to be able to feel like I'm myself now without having cameras on all the time.
Hey, it's good look, man. And I gotta say, out of anybody, you were always camera ready. You looked good in there. I think a lot of the audience felt that there too, because everyone was like, damn, Dave, we need to get David in those sweatpants. We need David in this. We need David in all that. Gosh. And I think you probably saw coming off on Twitter and whatnot. You had people with their profile pictures were David. My favorite one was the David Engers. We had an Avengers group for David. What? You just had some wild.
I need to. I haven't been on social much. I need to go on and check and look it up. See who's been supporting. I love it.
There's some passionate friends there. But you know what? Let's get into it, David. Tonight we're going to talk about a little bit about your Big Brother experience, but also the cool thing is that watching you on the show, seeing all the stuff you represent, and knowing you personally, I know you're so much bigger than just that reality TV star. You talk about a lot of things outside of there, and recently you've been very vocal on your social media about getting out to vote, getting people to come out there, talking about what's going on in the world. So I just kind of want to grab your thoughts and talk about one of our biggest issues going on right now, the U.S. election, that we thought we would know who the president is on November 3rd, but it is, let me check right now, November 6th, 7 hours later, Friday night, and we don't know exactly yet confirmed who our president is. So have you been following along with the election? And
I've been following along as much as I can. After spending 100 days getting the jury, getting into going to finale night with no phone, I really didn't have an idea of what was going on in the world. So coming out literally days before voting, is to take place, trying to figure out the local ballots along with the general election. Made it out in time. And first thing I wanted to do was first thing I wrote on my story was yo, everybody, please go vote. We have to show the political figures that we care about who we elect and who will shape our future. And so this is how we can voice those concerns and show the power that we have as people, is to just go and vote. And you're seeing a record number of people voting right now, trying to get down to who's going to be president. But even outside of that, just, some local elections, from the Black Lives Matter movement to acknowledgement, there's different things that happened very recently that has had an uptick in voting. And you're seeing it, like, I'm sitting here looking at various wins that people wanted to shift in terms of politics. I'm just like, oh wow, like this is what we want, and this is how we get it, by voting.
Yeah, no, I love that, dude. I think that speaks volumes about like the first post you put out there coming out of the Big Brother house after 100 days was an Instagram story about like, hey, like y'all, I'm so grateful for all this appreciation, support, but y'all go vote. And I think, when people are like, man, I didn't have time to go vote, I didn't know what was going on. This man right here was locked up in a CBS lot for 100 days, and the first thing he does when he gets out is try to find out what's going on. And I guess my question is that, was there something that surprised you politically, because you kind of missed, I think, some of the primary parts or other parts of it because you were within the house in end of July? So were there any things that, like, news politically or just in general, shocked you coming out of the house?
I was shocked that the number of mail-in ballots. I knew that there was I knew that COVID was going to cause some difficulties with an election, but I just didn't know that there would be a rollout nationally for various states have the opportunity for individuals to mail in their ballots. I thought that was crazy. That was something that the president at the time was not going for. So that was one huge surprise I saw.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was absolutely wild. I guess that whole movement for mail-out ballots and talking about with the presence of COVID rising was a lot happening while you were in the house. So
yes,
it was kind of probably a different type of world, because we've never really much in the election years in the past ever had such a huge push for mail-in votes. It's all been in person. And so coming out, you definitely see this whole change. So yeah, no, that's awesome that you came out and saw that. Then I guess another thing is you currently live in California, correct?
Correct.
But you're in Atlanta local. You're from Georgia, right?
From Georgia. I've been here less than a year now.
And so we've seen is Georgia has had a pivotal point in this whole election race, because we're seeing that it hasn't really gone blue for such a long time. But what we saw is Trump took an early lead within the votes in Georgia. But as the mail-in ballots came in, Biden brought that lead back. And I think it's only about a few thousand right now, if that. But how do you feel about that? Have you talked to your friends about that? Has it been pretty crazy with your family who they still live there and whatnot?
I've talked to a couple of friends about what's going on in Georgia, and it historically being a red state. I really feel like Stacey Abrams, after losing her bid to be governor just 2 years ago, she has worked tirelessly to encourage people to register to vote, get ready to participate in the local politics. And I think her efforts the last 2 years, just getting people registered and ready and prepared to vote, negating, voter suppression and other elements that can make voting difficult. She's fought for that, and I think she deserves a lot of credit for bringing attention to it.
Yeah, 100%. I love that you're like putting a highlight on her, because she's done so much work in there. And it's so cool that you're so knowledgeable about this, because, when we talk to a lot of other Big Brother alumni, which they know about what's going on, but sometimes they kind of skirt away from talking about issues like this because they're worried about potentially offending some of their fan base. But I love that you're speaking how you feel, voicing your things. I guess my question is, within the Big Brother house, did y'all, if there were things we didn't see on the live feed, did y'all ever discuss politics? Did you guys ever discuss your views on things like that?
No, not into detail. I think right now where this country is when it comes to politics, there can be polar opinions, and it can create tense moments between people. And I think people in the house really want to focus on the game and not get into trying to figure out how people felt politically or how they identified in terms of their politics. So I don't remember many discussions on it. I didn't get into many thoughts and giving my perspectives on politics in the house. I was
Okay,
trying to
gotcha.
focus on the game at the time.
It makes sense. It makes sense because you guys are worried about a different type of politics in the game. Essentially, the game of politics you guys are already playing within the Big Brother house. So, did you find yourself within the Big Brother house trouble, or did you find something surprising trying to maneuver these politics within the players in the house? What was the most surprising thing that you found within this All-Star season?
I was the most surprising thing. I think just how how conversations, even early on, can affect relationships and details later on in the game. Almost every conversation, every moment matters, even weeks later in the game. I felt like that was pretty interesting. Just trying to figure out like how things were going down in the house.
Of course, and we know as fans and people in here know too, is that sometimes the show edit is very different than what's really going on in the live feed edit. So some things that you might be doing in the show, it doesn't really come off on the edit or vice versa. So did you ever find something? Have you had? I guess my first question is: have you had a chance to watch any of the episodes back yet? Or
no, so I haven't been given a lot of attention, either social media or just media attention to Big Brother. Because work is starting up for me, I've just been decompressing and trying to, after you think about a game every day and you're trying to navigate what happened in that game, since I've gotten out, I'm just like, not much attention to it outside of just kind of talking about it at these moments.
Yeah, no. And you talk about work. So what do you do exactly for work, Dave, if you want to tell people about that?
I work for, here, let me put the hat on. I work for,
I love it.
This, it's a nutritional brand. Make super duper clean whey protein and other food-based supplements for gym channels and individual consumers just across the United States and globally, actually, even though COVID's kind of making that difficult. But yeah, I work in sales and I work here on the West Coast, and I'll be traveling a lot around here, northeast of Portland to as far west as Hawaii, just pushing numbers and trying to use my charm to grow an incredible brand out here on the West Coast.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, here's the cool thing is that you said right before we got on, you're going back to work Monday, correct?
Yes, I'm trying. Yeah.
Sure.
It's looking like I'm getting started.
So you've been out of the Big Brother house for what, 2 weeks, 14 days, and you said, you know what? I'm not going to take a vacation. Really, I've had my time off. I'm going straight back to work, and I love that actually. I love it because I think so many people view the players or people on here to go on the show, and they're like, this is what they're going to live off of. They're going to just stay away from things, not face what they're doing. But this is your real life. Like this is what Big Brother it's not your life. It was a part of your life, and this is your life. And I love that you're coming back to it. And I think that shows that any type of person, because I think some people get so confused that like they're only going to cast influencers, they're going to cast people who want to be aspiring acts, things like that. But like you're a real person, right? Like you're a real person. You got on this show, you're going back to life, and I love that. I love that.
Yeah, one thing I wrote down to myself in jury, I wrote that I am not a reality TV star. I am a regular person who participated on a reality show to win some money and to make a social difference, trying to be the first African American to win the game. So, that was it. And now I'm back to, I'm someone who played, but, I'm still me. And I do enjoy working. I enjoy life outside of trying to play this game. So back to that, which I've done most of my life anyway. Right.
Yeah, no, it shows, and it shows like that. And you just spoke up to your identity, being you wanted to be one of the first African Americans to win the game. Did you find being a black male in the game? Did you find that affected the way the moves you make in there, or did you feel kind of a growing pressure trying to be the first African American winner or male within the normal Big Brother US game?
Oh, for sure. It like who I am, and I can't help but identify. Like I am, I am what I am what you see. It does make playing the game different. Last year had its controversy. I was viewed as a threatening player. And so coming into this season, I had some concerns regarding having a threatening appearance. Um, and so I really try to just be myself and then really get to know everybody and really take a genuine effort to say hi, engage, talk, and listen, just to see on a personal level how people would move and navigate and who I can align with in the game.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I love that that's part of your identity, but I also hate that you had to, there were added issues, it's obstacles because of your identity. Did you feel this season Big Brother 22 was different than Big Brother 21 in the way that like people treated you or talked about you, or did you find similarities in that?
This season was different. It was, I think ultimately coming into the season, there was an acknowledgement of how the last 400 years has been for African Americans in the U.S. That's what you saw on social media. That's what you saw on the news. Black Lives Matter. Black lives do matter, and it was an incredibly huge movement. So I think that was something that was on people's mind, and playing in this game, it's hard to ignore that. Plus, historically, how African Americans perform, I really felt like people were more aware of that this time, and we're attempting, we're being more careful and less biased, and I really felt like it made the experience better than last year, and hey, I was able to get further. So
yeah, you did, and somebody asked within the chat too, how did it feel to make jury this season?
It felt like a burden was lifted off. I had put an immense amount of pressure on myself to not be part of the statistics of what I see in this, how we're seeing this game show, whereas African American males traditionally don't make it beyond the first three, do not make it a jury, don't make it far in this game, usually the first three out. So getting to jury and getting voted, one vote away from staying against a winner on the All-Star season, as it worked, I was ecstatic, like very, very happy. I wanted to win. It did hurt. You saw me walk out. Like I didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I was, frustrated that I couldn't make it further, but I'm very proud of what I was able to achieve.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of people here in the chat of what I've heard resoundingly is how proud they were of you, that you were one of the few shining moments for them in a season that was kind of, and we talked about it, we were very honest about it, that was very slow and hard to watch at times, that you were somebody they were rooting for. And also you made history to be the second African American man to make it into jury in the last 10 years. The first person was Kevin, and then Kevin joined you again. He repeated his performance 10 years later. But I think that's absolutely incredible. So, I mean, like, just for me, and I think I speak for a lot of people, we were just incredibly impressed how you handled yourself, and we saw the growth of you throughout the season. That was a lot of fun to watch. Like, it was cool to see you sometimes struggle and like work your way through the issue and then find your way out. And like, it was because I think we all felt like David at a point. We're like watching him, like, I get it. David is us kind of right now. And
I remember saying this to the feeds. I want people watching to see a rookie who hasn't done everything play with these all-stars and live vicariously through me. And as the game did go on, as I got into the routine of every Thursday, there's going to be HOH, and some of the novelty experiences started to go away. It really became just like a grind, like a good grind, like trying to like figure out how to survive and put myself in position to be able to win, which is another HOH. So it was fun, and it got more fun as the weeks went on.
And I think we saw that in the way you played the game, because one thing we noticed, and it could be because of the state of the world, the pandemic, you're playing a season in the middle of a global pandemic that we've never seen here. So we see a lot of the players were kind of, for better lack of words, kind of really sad to play the game. They just didn't really want to be here. But we saw you happy just to be given the opportunity. It was fun. You could see montages of each of them like, yeah, I'm going to quit. Yeah, I think I'm going to quit. I don't want to make it. And David's over here like cleaning the floor. Like, I can't wait to have another day in here. Like, I think that energy, it helped us ride from it and really enjoy watching you. So how did you find that energy day in and day out to kind of have a positive attitude, even when we know, even in your hardest weeks, you had allies who it didn't matter. They didn't believe the things you were saying.
I think it comes down to just a year ago, being first out, being banished, going through the casting process, find out you're a finalist through casting, then getting picked up and going through that entire process where it's unknown, you don't know what's going to happen next. You get to play the game, and I was out quick, done. My whatever it could have been, it was what it was, and it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm not sleeping downstairs in the room, being away from new cast first 2 weeks, all those different things. I had plenty of time to think about what that experience could have been if I got a chance to play it truly. Somehow I got that chance, and although we were locked down more often because they had to, build for COVID, and there was other scenarios that kind of led to us being locked down, like people shouting in, stuff like that. I was always just ecstatic and grateful, and every moment felt like a gift. Like literally, it was when everybody was sad. I remember thinking to myself, like, "Dang, I'm really happy, but I can't show it because I don't want to. I don't want to like just completely disrupt the mood of the house by being the happy new person and being a bigger target because I'm happy and I'm new." So it was great, man. It was. I'm still grateful that I got to do it.
I love that. I love that attitude. I love everything you said there, because I think when fans are watching the show, they're watching it for entertainment, but also a lot of these fans want to be on this show. They want to play in this game, but a lot of people don't get the opportunities that we were both given, and very few get the opportunity to play twice in the All-Star. And so I think some of them were very frustrated watching other players on the season just kind of what they felt was throw away an opportunity, waste it away, or just be ungrateful to be there, which I do get that it's in the middle of a global pandemic. However, when people watched you, I never saw that complaint where they're like, well, David doesn't appreciate not being there. Like, people could see that through you, and I think that really helped people get through a hard season to get through. But, David, I've asked you so many tough questions, which I appreciate you being really open about. We have a few fan questions, actually, that I've been compiling over that I think are a little more fun, a little more friendly. I kind of wanted to go through them with you, kind of like a rapid fire. All right?
Let's do it.
So let's bring these out right here. A little rapid fire round. And anybody, if you guys are watching this on any other stream, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, feel free to come on the TVCO app, because we're going to be talking to David for about another 25 to 30 more minutes about these things, sending some rapid fire questions. If you guys have any questions, come to the TVCO chat and talk to us right here, because this is where we're going to be doing this. But these are some questions that we got through Instagram from the last 2 weeks that we've been compiling from my Instagram, from other people's, and asking them what questions. All right, so let's get these. I'm gonna say their username, and then give them credit. Okay, let's start. Where are we gonna start here?
Crazy. What am I looking like?
Okay, here. And you can, I'm trying to think the best way to do this is like, you don't need to make them long answers. If you want to make them long answers, you can even make them one-word answers, okay, if you want. So it's how you feel, okay?
However I want to answer. Okay, cool.
So this is all for you. The Age of Scooter asks, who do you want to have a friendship with outside the house?
I would want to have a friendship with Kevin. Me and Kevin talked a lot throughout the game. He's a good guy, and Kevin.
Love it. What is your Andrea Clary asks, what is your biggest takeaway from Big Brother?
Biggest takeaway this time was really I can say like how different the world is when you don't have devices. This is as long as I haven't had a phone, TV, and different things like that. It really challenges you to think when you're not being entertained, and it really makes reading books and meditating and just doing other things besides consuming entertainment so much more fun and fulfilling. So that's my biggest takeaway.
Okay, that's a good one. Hey, Kingsley asked, do you want to take Tyler to the end?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to take Tyler to the end. He's a good guy, man. He just, as much as I was scared of his manipulative ways, it was hard to deny him being just easy to talk to. He been kind and being nice consistently. I mean, it was cool. It was dope. Could have made the final two if I wasn't tripping.
Hey, things happen. Things happen, and you just never know. All right, loser today, tomorrow, forever asks, would you ever play Big Brother again?
Yeah, I would play it again. My only caveat to that is I wouldn't want it to be an all-star season. You know, I'd rather be like a returnee or some other concept. And it would have to be with at least two or 3 years break. Doing it back to back is a lot. You know, I get a time to decompress and see other people play. Like, I don't want to go back and watch old seasons. I would watch a new season, which would have better prepared for this. But yeah.
Okay, good. You opened yourself for this question. I was going to ask it later on. You knew this question was going to come in because a lot of people asked this. Leah Francis asked, why didn't you watch Big Brother in the hotel quarantine 2 weeks before Big Brother 22?
I did not get access to CBS to watch Big Brother. So
that's a good answer.
I would have. I thought I was going to have it. I just didn't. And
so that helps things out. So is that kind of the reason why you didn't watch it beforehand, the sequester, because you felt like you were going to have those seasons on hold during sequester? Was that what you're planning to watch?
Yeah, I felt like it, given the 2 weeks, that's an extended time to be in. I felt like maybe that would have been something that would have been there. But also because it was just a year ago that I did the show, and that the way it went, I'm not watching anything. Like, my thought process was like, okay, my reality world's done. I've moved. I'm not watching any more Big Brother. So it's not like I left last season. I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch a bunch of Big Brother because I just lost.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's a good answer. I'm gonna clip that and put that in different places because everyone's been asking that, and it's because they've been expected to be able to watch during sequester and didn't have a chance to do it. It's not because he was just going to skip it all the way. So
yeah, and it's not something that it wasn't like something that was supposed to be there. You know, I know some people had it, some people didn't. It was just a bonus if you did. And I didn't. I didn't stress about it either. I didn't make it a big deal. I was like, yo, okay, whatever. I just have to go in and figure this out.
It is what it is attitude, essentially. All right. Kay Norris asked, Macy is here 24 asked, how does it feel to win a competition that you essentially lost last year?
Full circle. Like, that was the best feeling. Putting that lightning emblem in the podium was the best moment of the entire season for me.
Perfect. Flint Isabella asked, if you were able to redo this season, what might have you done differently? What one thing?
I would have showed more game knowledge early on and tried to be in more alliances with effort, like intention.
Okay. Janelle's HOHS asked, I heard you talked about wanting to go on Love Island while in the house. Is this true? And would you still want to go on?
It'd be similar to Big Brother if, like, given a couple of years down the road, if I'm slim enough, because I don't have the abs needed for that show right now, especially not after eating this crap I did all summer. Yeah, it'd be something cool if I'm single and I'm looking for love at that time. And for sure, why not?
I think the chat and a lot of people disagree that they think that you look well more than enough to be on this show now. Honestly, we have. To ask, what would you have done if you would have won HOH? What was going to be your game plan?
If I would have won HOH, after week 2, Memphis would have been an easy target for me, and I feel like in the way he rubbed the house, I feel like even people in this alliance would have saw an opportunity to kind of get a big target out. But I didn't win HOH, so that kind of went out the window. And then as the game went on, I started to see how Cody and Nicole and Danny, I felt like they were really in the mix of a lot of different things going on in the house. And so I really felt like getting 2 of them on the block would have been something that kind of would have disrupted their alliance. So that was the 2 things I had in mind. So I left. Okay,
perfect. Chris Kiernan 92 asked, did he get to keep the 10K t-shirt?
No, they take everything when you leave, but they're going to send it to me.
Okay, now, I guess that's my question. Have they sent y'all your little goodie bag, like a big gift bag where they send all your stuff from the season in? Has that been sent yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I haven't got mine.
Okay, that'll be exciting though. Well, you definitely have to do an unboxing video when you get that.
I've been unboxing my last one too, so I never opened that one either.
Oh, that's perfect. It'll be great. You can do them next to each other.
Right there, right, like season 21, 22 box opening.
Season 21, 22. It'll be a great thumbnail. Taylor Mount, and actually, this is a question we've gotten a lot of other people, so I'm going to kind of change it up. But would you go on a date with a fan?
Would I go on a date with a fan? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm not opposed to that. I don't know. Like, it's weird even hearing fan. Like, I got a fan. Like, I would go on a date with somebody I thought was cool. That whether they're a fan or not doesn't really matter. If I thought they were cool, and there's some mutual whatever genuine wanting to go on a date, then for sure.
So then, so I'm gonna do a follow up on this one because I've seen a rapid fire follow up. Do you have anything to say to all those countless people who have DM'd you, put it on Twitter talking about how great David is, and will you please let him know that I want to take him on a date after? What do you have to say to these people?
That meet me at Trader Joe's. We're both gonna see the Red Onion. And then we're gonna have a little moment where it's like, yo, you're dope, I'm dope right now. I don't know. The love and everything is appreciated. Like all of that. Like that's really like it's dope. It's weird too, like I was on TV, so I'm not used to being on TV. But no, I definitely appreciate everybody who enjoyed watching me on the show, and appreciate you sliding to the DMs to show how much you appreciate me.
I love it. I think they're gonna love the answer. Top Gun Phantom asked, did you like your comic?
It was cool. My little package yet. It was alright.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. Looking at these questions, skipping through some because they're the same ones. Okay, this is a cool question. 917 Isabella Woods asks, tell us about the jury's perception of the final three.
Jury's perception of the final three. We felt like if Cody was next to Enzo or Nicole, that Cody would have won the game. We felt like Enzo would have had a hard time to explain his strategy. We were trying to figure out if he could explain his strategy no matter who he was sitting next to. And then I think, or at least for me, I was pushing for, and the idea of a previous winner being in an all-star season, everybody knows she won, sitting in the final chair next to someone being something worth, having a strong conversation over in terms of a vote, especially if it was not a Cody, but especially if it was an Enzo next to a Nicole, that would have been an interesting debate in terms of like, who do you want to give this to? I really feel like Nicole had a good argument being a previous winner. So that was kind of where the mindset of or at least from my perspective.
No, I love that. I love that insight on that because I think a lot of people wonder. I think a lot of people want to know what your insight was on that too. So I think that is something that's a good answer on it. So here's another question. Okay, all about that bass, no treble. Asked, who do you wish you could have aligned with that you didn't in the Big Brother house?
I wish I could have aligned with
and we can skip it if you want to.
No, I wish I could align with Kaser.
Okay.
Me and him, I felt like I just got along with him a lot early on. Like he's one of the people in the house I really like just enjoy. Like he came in for breakfast. I just always had a good time with him. I can't wait to connect with him out of here. I haven't talked to him yet, but I wish I could align with him earlier on just to be like, yo, chill. Don't go after people so hard, or the Janelle situation. I don't know, but yeah, Kaser.
Perfect. I got two more quick questions. All right. Because we've gone through most of them right now. This one's a little hard hitting one if you want to answer this one. But Mama Spaz 13 asks, what did you think about Memphis targeting from the beginning? Do you feel like he was a bully?
No, I feel like Memphis really just wasn't feeling me. I don't know why. I feel like he'll have to explain if he ever wants to talk about it, why I was his target the 3 times he was HOH. But I will try to from a positive note look at myself maybe being a threat to his game. Maybe I didn't try hard enough to show him that, hey, we have some commonalities, or maybe there were some moments where we could have tried a little bit more to kind of pick his brain, to talk to him more. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, he'll have to answer for himself, and who knows if he will. But we weren't big Memphis fans here on the Takeout Show. I wasn't. The chat wasn't. We were big David fans, and so Memphis did not have wasn't our favorite person. And so here's one of my favorite questions, actually. From LG Molly 12 asked, no questions, just tell him thank you for being the part of Big Brother 22. I like that question a lot. I like that statement. And you know what? I think, David, we haven't chatted about this at all, really. And I think that it might be time, because people have asked a lot. And this question we've gotten a lot. And I think you know what question I'm about to ask you that I think you can answer. I didn't want to answer it for you. Kyle and Troop, and this is the one that we're going to probably clip and put everywhere. They want to know who was running your Twitter, David.
Oh, all right. So I've been trying to keep this a secret. Since I got out of the house and since I got my social media back. I chose a good team, a good individual to run my social media, to make sure it was engaging with the fan base, to make sure that as I did dumb and smart things, it would be highlighted in good and funny and engaging ways. And it is my camp comeback buddy, Ovi Kabir, was the one running social media. This guy right here that I'm interviewing with right now.
Finally, we can just let people have asked. They've guessed it, and I just kept my mouth shut. I didn't talk about it between and David's brother. We kind of went back and forth on things, but we had a lot of fun, and I'm very grateful to David who let us kind of control his media, because we had fun with it. David knows this, and
I still haven't looked at everything yet. So I still need to get on Twitter and just like see what's going on there.
Yeah, David. We might get some angry calls eventually when he gets too deep in there, but we had some fun with it, and it was a lot of fun. And that's the cool thing, I think, with David. And I would always suggest with any other Big Brother player, their best suggestion when you leave the house is be able to look at yourself and just kind of laugh at certain things and be responsive with the fans. And I think David is a perfect example of what we want out of our Big Brother players, is somebody who is genuine, who plays the game as hard as they can, but when they come out, they realize it is a game at the end of the day, and understand they're not going to try to make excuses for their great or bad plays. And I think, David, you are a testament to that. And, man, it was such a blast to do your Twitter, because you're just a fun player to watch. And I think people enjoyed that. So thank you for giving me some control over it. That was probably the most fun I had in the last 3 months, actually, in 2020. So.
Yes, because the show wasn't lit, but the Twitter was, so we'll take it.
Yeah, the show at times were on the downside, but the Twitter was on the up.
Twitter was popping, huh?
It was up pop, and here's a question: people want you back on Twitter now. They want you to be active again. They want you to start talking to them, because people can't get enough of you, David. So
tell them it's coming. Tell them I am my last few days of Big Brother decompression. These interviews are kind of like the first steps of getting out of the get back to the real world moment. So as soon as I kind of get out of this transition, I'm thinking come next week, be active on social, and I'll be able to kind of talk to you guys and get some thoughts on maybe ask me anything on Instagram Live or some stuff, all that type of stuff. Yeah, it's coming.
Love it. I know everybody can't wait for that. And where can people find you on social media, David, if they want to see when you come back on it, become on your return? Where are you the most active on?
Give them some links. It's going to be Twitter. It's going to be Dave J Alex is the Twitter handle. And then for Instagram, it is I am David _Alexander. And for TikTok, we don't know that yet, but TikTok might be coming too. We'll see. Everybody's blown up on TikTok, so check me out one of these days.
We'll get you on TikTok soon enough. But David, thank you for being here, answering all these questions that we sent your way. That was a lot of fun. Do you have any last words you want to say? you've done multiple interviews already right now, so I know you must be tired. But any
Yeah,
last minute things you want to say?
Pass out. No, I just for everybody out there, just if you're having a hard time with the election or anxiety because of COVID, practice being mindful. There are meditative apps like Headspace and Calm. They really changed my whole mental space back in March when I had to kind of like figure things out during this hard time. So that'll be my one thing. That's my one recommendation: mindfulness and meditation.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, David. We're going to say bye to David now. I'm going to stay on for like 10 more minutes and we're going to say bye to all y'all. But thank you so much, David. We appreciate you. And hopefully we'll chat with you soon and we'll get to see what you do down the line.
Out. Yes, Ovi. Got you.
Appreciate you, David. Thanks so much.
All right, peace.
Okay. Perfect. I think, hold on. I think I got cut off a little bit here. We're coming back into the frame. Don't worry about it. David, thank you so much for being here. We had a lot of fun right there. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know we've been talking about having David on the show for such a long time, and we finally got him on here. I mean, we've been talking about him being on the show for a long time, but he's only been out for 2 weeks, so we did the best we could, honestly. I'm pretty impressed that we got him on here. Some people want to talk about The Bachelorette on here. I would love to talk about that stuff. It has been a crazy season so far, and we will get into that. But, we got about 10, 12 minutes, and I'm going to wrap it up in here. And I just want to also say this has been such a fun season of The Takeout. I have enjoyed talking all to you guys for the last 3 months. We've been going on pretty strong here. So from the start of the Big Brother season to basically a little over the end, we have seen a whole season of Big Brother. We've seen the start of Amazing Race. We've seen the start and finish of The Bachelorette at some point right here because we already have a new Bachelorette. We are seeing the start and end of a U.S. election, and now we've seen the start and end of The Takeout. So this is going to be my final show on here. We kind of ran through the whole season. I am so happy. I had so much fun with you all on here. Unfortunately, at this moment, we will not be doing a second season of The Takeout right now. Hopefully, maybe down the line, we might come out through it. I might be doing different videos on this on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. So check out my socials. You can see on Twitter and Instagram, stay active on there. And we'll be kind of doing potentially shows on here. But from TVCO, we are kind of ending from this season from there. And we will see what the future holds. Right now, we're not sure. But I've had such an amazing fun time here at TVCO. I think this is an incredible community that y'all have built here. And I'm so happy that we've had kind of our weekly viewers come in here and out. I know I'm getting sappy right now. We still have the show. We're still finishing it up. I just want to say a big thank you to all of you guys because on a Friday night, you guys show up and we get to talk about reality TV, news, politics. Not many people want to do that. And you guys have shown that people like to do this and you guys enjoy this. So I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have had a fun time like I've had these last 3 months. And I'm not going to get too emotional, but I have really, really thoroughly enjoyed the Takeout family that we have created here on TVCO. So I hope you follow me elsewhere on other things so we can kind of start this community in other places. But also I hope you guys stay and support the other creators on TVCO because we have some amazing creators here. We have a great team of people behind the scenes. My amazing producer who's been with me for these last couple of shows, John Wilson, he's been incredible. I know he doesn't like being shouted out too much, but he's a man behind the scenes who gets this thing done. So I really appreciate all the people at TVCO who make this happen. So this has been a lot of fun. And now done with that soapbox right there. We're going to finish this last 10 minutes strong, talk about everything that you guys should look out for in reality TV, what we should be excited for, and potentially BB23. We're going to go hard in these last 10 minutes, so I hope you guys are ready for that. Speaking about reality TV, let's talk about The Bachelorette, because it has been absolutely insane, because we talked about from this episode 1 to now episode 4, which I was ready to watch it this Tuesday, but I realized it was election night, so they moved it to Thursday. And they didn't even realize by the time Thursday came on for the show, election was still going on. But we saw a Claire choose Dale in 10 days, and she got proposed to and left the show. I think a record in the Bachelorette history where they basically had somebody come on, did 4 episodes, and then leave the show. Never before happened. And basically, Dale kind of got forced to propose to her, or he would lose her because he had no choice at that point. And yeah, that was crazy. I don't really feel too bad for him at all because he did get a beautiful woman at Claire, and she got a great man. And also, they got $150,000 wedding ring from Neil Gaiman, I think. Actually, I don't think it's Neil Gaiman. Something else is the name of it. But that ring that he proposed, went on a knee for, the ring they give him is worth many times 150,000. Caitlin Bristow from her season, her ring was worth $150,000. And the caveat is that you guys have to be together for 2 years at the very bare minimum, or if you break up before then, they get the ring back. So people are like, I think we'll see Dale and Claire break up, things like that. I can tell y'all, we're probably not going to see them break up anytime before 2 years because I think she's going to want to keep on to that ring. So, and that's not the only reason they wouldn't break up. I think they do generally care for each other. It says something that she was madly in love with him so much that in 10 days she canceled the whole show and kind of left with him. But what we do see is the new Bachelorette, and that is Tayshia, who is from not this past season, the season before that, and then Bachelor in Paradise, an incredible woman and a really cool lead, I think. And she's staying there with all the guys who are left there. So we're gonna see a really cool season. And here's the cool thing is that all the fans in here who did not watch Bachelorette before and want to start watching it, now's the perfect time because you're basically coming on to a brand new season. So go watch it, honestly. And my partner Hannah, I think a lot of y'all are familiar with her. She covers The Bachelorette on her show. A girl agreed to disagree. It's called like Glad. Girl, let's agree to disagree. Sorry, I forgot the name, but it's on YouTube. Her, Jessica, and Kimmy, they talk about The Bachelorette, and so they cover that in full. So if you want to watch that, you can see that on YouTube. Yeah, that then we have The Amazing Race, which has been a really fun show to watch and is still going on. And then we hopefully have Big Brother 23, which is going to be coming in next summer. I don't know if we're going to get a winter season or what's going to happen with that one, but that's basically like enough reality TV to hopefully hold you off. The challenge should be coming back later this year because they just finished filming it and it's getting wrapped up. So hopefully either later this year or early 2021, it'll be coming out. So Survivor hasn't started filming yet. They will be starting to film potentially later this year or early 2021, depending on COVID, essentially, because they can't get visas to go film anywhere else. So reality TV is like, sorry, you guys keep throwing, Top Gun Fandom keeps throwing reality shows in there. I don't know all of them, like Ninja Warrior, what the filming is going on with that one. But hopefully, if you can't keep your weekly dose of the takeout in you anymore, you can have another show to keep up with it. So yeah, that's your reality TV interests, your election news. At this point, I'm not really sure exactly where we're at, but I do know in the major swing states, Biden is up within Georgia, Pennsylvania. I still believe he's still up in Arizona. We're going to have to wait and see what happens within the courts and whether President Trump tries to take it to the courts regarding ballots or voter fraud. I don't know. I don't believe there's much evidence for them to push that forward, but we will see. So, yeah, I hope you guys are staying tuned with that one. And I just want to take some last few questions if we have in here before we sign out. Top Gun Phantom said, Hannah seems to be your soulmate. How do y'all keep a stable relationship? Yeah, Hannah's actually pretty awesome. I don't know about soul. That sounds bad if I say like she's not my soulmate, but I don't really know. I don't think there's any specific soulmate for anybody out there. I think you find you have that person, and if you care about each other, if things work out, and if you really want it to work out, it works out. We have a stable relationship mostly because like we've been together for I think 3+ years now. And we've seen each other grow and whatnot. And I think that's important. You're not going to be the same person that you were together from the beginning to the end. People change, and that's all right. You just have to ensure that you make each other's lives better and you can support one another as you go on. So I think the key to a stable relationship is humor, probably being okay to joke around with each other and roast each other. That's what we do usually. You would think we hate each other the way we talk to each other sometimes because you're like, wow, they can't stand each other. But it's us just joking around, and I'll call her name. She'll call me things. So That's how my relationship stays stable. Each person's relationship might vary, and jokes and roasting each other might not be that thing. I'd say the best way to find out a good way to, like, if you want to match with each other or figure out how to move forward, is finding each other's love languages. And that's like, each person has their own different love language. And here's the crazy thing: we could talk about this for a whole session. I just brought this up in literally the last 4 minutes of it. But some other questions I'm seeing in here. How do you date in the pandemic? I love that we're getting these last minute questions on the season finale. How do you date in the pandemic? I got rejected for a date today. That sucks. I'm really sorry about that. It's tough in the pandemic, just because you're going to have people who have varying levels of what they want to do and don't do, or they're comfortable with doing, whether they want to eat outside or they want to go in the park, or some people really just ignore that pandemic is going on. So it's tough to date, I feel like, in a pandemic, but I think it's finding that right person for you and finding things that you feel comfortable doing with them and hoping it works out. And then again, I always say that there are so many people out in the world. There's going to be somebody you can find who will enjoy you as much as you enjoy them. Don't settle. Just don't settle. And you'll find that person. You will. Would Hannah ever play Big Brother? No, she would never play Big Brother. I think she would do other reality shows, but I don't think she would ever do Big Brother, just because it's a great community. There's awesome fans out there, but also you have to be okay with putting your life out there and being scrutinized for just like every little thing. And I don't think she's okay with that. I know she's not okay with that. So I think there are other reality shows or other shows she would be more than happy to do that are a little less invasive than Big Brother. Yeah, those are some of the questions. I think we gone through them all. Again, guys, this has been so much fun. All right, this has been so much fun. We had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. Again, the takeout might be ending here on TVCO, but I don't plan on ending it in the future. So if you want to keep updates with how we're going to move the takeout further and what we're going to do with it, please follow my Twitter, follow my Instagram. More than likely, I'm not going to tell you to follow both. You don't have to. Follow my Twitter, though. That's really where I give the updates on what's going on and try to be funny now and then. It's hit or miss sometimes. But yeah, again, to all my TVCO family, thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown me these last 3 months. Thank you to all of you guys, Melbell, Liliana, Top Gun Phantom, to all the people that we've had here week in, week out. There's so many names in there. Pinnacle. The list could go on. Essentially, thank you so much again. For last time, as always, you never need to dine in here at the takeout. You can always take your food to go. I'm your host, Ovi Kabir, and I am signing out for your season finale of the takeout. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope I get to see y'all somewhere soon.